Matt, what do you know about the hidden immunity idols?
Well, hold on a second. I need to ask, get one more little bite of food.
Okay, go ahead. While you think this through.
Yeah.
Think long and hard.
So, each tribe got a box.
Okay.
And on the end of one of our boxes was some sort of emblem, a snake on one side. Just so happens on the other side, ours is gone.
Okay.
Which means, someone in my tribe found, I'm assuming it was an idol. Or one of the other tribes found it on theirs and then stole ours. So,
But since you've merged, there's been no talk of idols. No one has come forth and said, is there any suspicion of who might have it? Nothing? What's going on with the idols?
Well, here's my thing. I think Colby has one of the idols.
But you're not certain?
He's kind of mentioned.
Okay, so he's confessed to it.
Yeah,
It's a matter of believing him?
Yeah, kind of. But I believe him. I believe because Colby's a smart player.
Okay, and if Colby were to have an idol and he's a previous survivor and so are you, what's stopping you from going on the Colby bandwagon?
Well, there's two other idols that one guy has.
And you know this how?
I've just kind of heard rumors from other people that kind of, I haven't heard it from Andy himself, but there's kind of chatter that this guy Andy has two idols.
And what are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about these three idols floating around?
Well, I mean, that's the $1 million question, because it obviously, it's scary a little bit, especially Colby wants me to be in an alliance with him, he hit me up kind of before we even merged, like when we'd be at a challenge, he's like, hey, you and I, when things go down.
Can he be trusted?
He's a fan of Survivor. He's a fan of the game, and we were just talking about that. He's a fanboy, but he's also a former Survivor. He's no dummy, so he's smart. So do I trust Colby? Hell no, I don't trust Colby. We're all playing a game, and this game is not $1 million isn't at stake, but it's still a fun game, and I'm taking it seriously. Because even people say to me, did you go on actual Survivor to win the money? And I was like, I'm a huge fan of the games. I wanted to go and test myself and play the greatest game ever created. That's why I played Survivor. The money was obviously who doesn't want to win $1 million? But the experience of Survivor is what I like.
So now tell me this, when you guys merged and you went in 5 strong, how is that not a benefit?
Well,
what happened there?
Okay,
you guys have the numbers.
Kind of. Since Colby's a smart dude, he realizes his tribe that had 4 people, the other tribe had 2, and the only way that they could stop the 5 of my tribe strong would be to basically join forces as 6.
So Colby is so smart that he figured out that 4 and 2 made 6, but then no one in your tribe figured out that 5 and 2 made 7?
Well, that's the thing is, some of these people that are fans are so kind of hanging from like they're so starstruck by Colby.
Oh, you know what I mean? What is got
yeah. I mean, a lot of these people are like super fans. So obviously they're asking me all about stuff because they're like a fan of they'd be like, oh, talk about when I played my game. So they're excited about having returning players play with them. But I think that Colby just has a way of, manipulating, and I think that people are buying into his. The
history of the Durham Survival Challenge is that the survivors always go early.
Mm-hmm.
What's stopping you and Colby from getting sent home early? Does that not play into your game? Are you not scared of the fact that, hey, you don't need to be here, we do?
Right. Well, coming into this, I obviously didn't want to be the Francesca of the group and go home first. But a couple factors. When I played actual Survivor or this game, I knew coming into it that my social game was going to be a strong point. I get along with everybody, and I'm not like a super challenge beast like Becca and Clark and Ronnie, who have a major target because they're a challenge beast. I can hold my own in challenges, but my social game, I can work those relationships, So I think that's helped me.
So in working those relationships, and you keep naming Becca and Clark, Where are you within that 5-man alliance? Because we always know that within 5, there's the 3 majority and the 2 minority. Where are you?
Well, here's the thing. Right now, Clark and Becca really aren't like strategic Survivor players. They're all about the challenges and things like that, but actually
So they think the challenges are going to save them throughout this whole entire game.
Yeah.
They're going to win everything?
Pretty much. The only one that Ronnie is not, he's not only great at challenges, but he knows the game of Survivor, So at this point, I have a lot of decisions to make tonight because I feel like, hey, I'm in a good position and I've gotten, where I am right now by doing the thing, playing the game of Survivor. So I just got a lot of choices to make. That's what's so hard. It's just like now that the merge is happening and people are getting paranoid and I just got to keep it together.
So where does Brian fit in this grand scheme of you figuring things out?
Well, Brian thinks that I'm final 2 with him.
And why would he think that?
Well, he and I, in the beginning, like I said, he's a Survivor super fan, and he really enjoyed me on my season. So we had this good conversation in the beginning, and we were kind of talking, and I was like, hey, man,
So you suggested...
I kind of suggested, yeah, more or less I suggested me and him final 2, and he was on board with it from day one. And...
So you threw it out there, but you weren't serious about it? Because by your tone, I'm thinking that you're saying that Brian thinks he's in a final 2 with you. So you threw it out there. He took the bait. He agreed. He thinks he's final 2 with you, but he really isn't?
That's pretty much true. Mm-hmm.
So who is your final 2?
Well, that's a good question. I haven't made my decision yet.
Oh, so you've been offering final 2 to several people?
No, I haven't. The only person I invited final 2 was to Brian.
Okay, so far he's good because you haven't replaced him.
That's right.
Okay.
But
so you do have a lot of thinking to do when you get back to camp.
But you never know, though. It could work out. But I doubt it. So the thing is Colby. I'm trying to realize if Colby is trying to bring me in for real. Like, hey, you and I, kind of the Survivor guys that made it as far as we did without getting voted off because we're an actual Survivor player. He may be honest with wanting to, work with me.
So then when you get to camp, you have a lot of figuring to do because then I'm guessing you need to have a conversation with Colby. Is that what I'm getting from what you're saying?
I was actually trying to talk to Colby a little bit ago, but it's kind of in this dynamic when everyone's around the fire, it's so obvious to go chit-chat and talk strategy, you know what I mean? It's like...
Well, if you don't have a chance and there's no other way about it, you can't say, hey, let's go chit-chat.
No, we'll go chit-chat at some point because people are going to go to sleep and I'm sure there's going to be other people tonight scrambling to figure out what they're going to do. So there are going to be some conversations tonight, 100%.
Okay, so you're not going to wait till tomorrow?
Can't wait till tomorrow because things have to be decided tonight because tomorrow... The challenges are going to start, and you don't really have much time to strategize. And who knows what the twists are? They're having 2 tribal councils, and I don't know how this game is going to go. Okay. So there might not even be votes. You may go to a challenge, and if one person loses the challenge, you might be out of the game.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to add?
I am enjoying this rice. I'm enjoying being able to, as a fan of Survivor, to be able to talk to you and Richard Hatch and be able to interact with these fans that are so stoked on Survivor that have never gotten to obviously play, nor will they probably ever get a chance to play the real Survivor. But like I told them, this is pretty authentic from all the mind games and blindfolding us when we come in, and I've been nervous going into these challenges exactly like I was playing Survivor. And this is just a charity event where, as you know, you're playing for $1 million
and we've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed watching you guys mess up, win, fail. It's awesome.
Yeah, and there's some serious competitors. Like today when Ronnie was doing the lacrosse thing and ran and dove into people are going for it, and there's not even really anything at stake except this experience. So.
And the bobster and a $2 bill.
That's right, and I've seen it. I wouldn't mind having that thing, so we'll see. If I don't win it, maybe I can go buy it at the general store or something.
No, it's special made. All right, Matt.